Hey, this is John, and one of the things that I get to witness on a regular basis is looking at what people do every single day, every week, every month. And many years ago, when I was training my real estate agents, and I had a company called RE/MAX of Indiana, where we had 1,500 salespeople, so I'd get a chance to see, what they would be doing every single day, and of course I'd get a chance to see what the results were every day, every week, every month, because we would track their sales. And what I discovered was that there was a huge difference between the real estate agents that were really productive and the real estate agents that were just active doing things. And one of the things that became a huge distinction for me was the real estate agents that were making $500,000 to $1 million a year. They were actually doing what I call the highest income and highest impact producing activities about 80 to 85% of the time. And the real estate agents in our company that were making $25,000 to $50,000, they were doing the high income and high impact producing activities about 25 to 30% of the time. And when we dug a little bit deeper to understand whether they were the productive agents were smarter, whether they had more strategies, more tactics, the answer was an overwhelming no. And so what we wanted to understand was, what do highly successful individuals, whether it was real estate agents, business owners, homemakers, MLM people, doctors, lawyers, and every other type of individual, what is the main difference between those who earn 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times more than other people? And the answer was threefold. Number one was the people who were making 3 or 4 or 5 times more than the other people in their industry. They had clearly defined specific goals that they set their attention on and intention. So they had the intention and they paid attention to what that number was every single day. That was number one. Number two was they were at a very, very high level performing what they needed to perform every single day. And so they had a high energy level, with their attitude, with their emotional mastery, with their behaviors. And so they had attention, plus they had energy. And the other part that was really, really critical was how they used their time. And here's what I mean specifically about that. In any given 10-hour day, they were focusing on the things that they were passionate about. They were focusing on the things that would give them the highest return on their energy and return on their investment of whether it was their employees or investments that they used to leverage their time. And so when you combine, doing the right things with a high energy level, with focusing your attention on achieving certain goals every day, every week, every month, you start to become productive instead of just active. One of the keys to becoming a highly productive human being is to look at your results at the end of every day and to recalibrate what you were doing so that tomorrow you achieve even more. And that is where what I talked about earlier really comes in. Are you focusing on the critical few things that will really help you make more money, or are you focusing on the trivial many things, that there are to do or that there is to do? And the reason I suggest this is that every one of us is bombarded with 75 gigabytes of information coming at us just from the external world. We're also being bombarded with 30, 40, 50,000 thoughts a day of our own. And what your job is to do is to quiet all the noise and to make sure that you're taking your time and you're doing the highest income and highest impact producing activities, that you keep your energy level high by keeping mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically fit. And then by focusing your brain every day on the goals that you want to achieve and priming your brain every day to stay on task, And then as you tweak every single day, you become more and more productive instead of just taking care of all of the actions, all the activities that every one of us is bombarded with. So as you become more productive in your thinking, as you become smarter and better at mastering your emotions, and you upgrade your knowledge and your skills to take the right actions in the right order at the right time, that's when you start to see your productivity increase and your income will follow as you become more and more productive.